Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now you know what? It's still sports season. We still have football going on, so why not let's go ahead and do some more tailgate food. Now, today I'm gonna do a jambalaya. Now typically when I do a jambalaya, I always do a brown jambalaya, all right? Jambalaya is either red or brown in color, but usually when you make seafood in jambalaya, you make it red, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do a shrimp and andouille jambalaya. Now, what I have in the pot started, in my pot, I started with a little bit of butter and a little bit of vegetable oil, and I'm sauteing my onion, celery, and green pepper. Now, I happen to have an orange and a red bell pepper, and you know, jambalaya, this is the dish where everything cooks in the pot. Some folks will take things and saute everything off, then mix cooked rice together. Here you want your rice to cook in the flavors. Actually, we're going to use some of the moisture from our vegetables to help cook the rice. So today, I'm doing it where we cook rice a 2-to-1 ratio. We're getting 3/4 cups of liquid from our vegetables here that's going to help cook our rice. So I have 4 cups of onion, 2 cups of celery, 2 cups of the bell pepper. I have 5 cups of stock heating up. All right, and that means we're cooking 4 cups of rice. Now, to help make this a red color, first off, let's get our andouille in. And you notice, you know, andouille sausage, you can slice it in rounds, you can half moon it. I decided to cut this in cubes. Today, I don't know, it just hit me, hey, let's go ahead and cut this in cubes for the jambalaya today. Now remember, if you don't want andouille, you can use a smoked sausage, hot or mild. Normally a mild is better because you can always season it. But if you use the sausage, remember, something nice and firm. You don't want a sausage that cooks apart. Any firm smoked sausage, okay? Now, with a red jambalaya, we don't want tomatoes in the pot. Tomatoes, the acidity of tomatoes in the rice can get sticky and gummy. So for a red color, something I'm using is paprika. What I have my minced garlic, and I'm using a little smoked paprika. Now you don't have to use smoked paprika. You can use a regular paprika, but since I'm using the andouille, which has a little smoky flavor, that's why I'm using a smoked paprika. So let's get this in. That paprika is gonna help and give us a wonderful red color, as well as flavor as well. Remember, paprika is dried ground red bell peppers. If you see Hungarian paprika, that's a spicier pepper. But typical paprika is just dried ground red bell peppers. And look at our stock. Our stock is nice and red because here, what I'm using half chicken stock, but I'm also using half Bloody Mary mix. That Bloody Mary mix is also going to give us some color. So let's go ahead and season. I'm going to use a little bit of my Creole kick to season our jambalaya. And if it looks like I'm putting a lot in, I am. Remember, rice absorbs a lot of flavor. So with jambalaya, you want it over seasoned because our rice is going to cook in our pot. So let's get our stock in. We'll give that a nice little stir right quick. Make sure we get all of this goodness. Now, with jambalaya, we have 3 types of rice: long grain, medium grain, and short grain. The shorter the grain, the starchier the rice. So for jambalaya, we want to use a long grain rice, okay? So basically here, this is where you can taste it. If you taste it and you go, oh, it's perfect, add more seasoning. Because when you taste this, you want to go, oh, it's a little strong, because that rice is going to absorb so much flavor. And notice, my shrimp, I've blanched them off. Just in a little salted water, blanched them, rinse them off to stop them from cooking. We're going to add these in later because we don't want them now because they'll get overcooked. So this is boiling. Let's get our rice in. Make sure you work the bottom of that pot when you put the rice in, because here's what's going to happen. We're going to bring this back to a boil, cover it, turn it to medium heat for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to shut the fire off and stir in our shrimp. So I'm just going to make sure our rice doesn't stick on the bottom. We'll get this back to a boil, then medium heat, covered for 10 minutes. Now, here, our rice has started to cook. Let's just give it a nice stir. See, there's still a lot of liquid left. This is going to finish cooking off the fire just from the heat in the pan. So we want to take our shrimp. Remember, our shrimp are already cooked. We're just going to fold our shrimp in, because I just barely cooked the shrimp. So while the rice finishes cooking, the shrimp are going to heat all the way through. All right. And then this will be ready to serve. And of course, I'm going to finish it off with a little parsley and green onion. So let's cover this. And now this is going to sit for 15 minutes off the fire. It's time. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. See, our rice finished cooking. It absorbed all of the liquid, all of the moisture. Here, we can go with a little bit of parsley, a little bit of fresh green onion. Give this a nice stir in. Now, if you would like, you could take some tomatoes, dice them up, fold them in at this point, because the rice is already cooked and it won't affect it. Okay? But remember, try the paprika, try the Bloody Mary mix along with your stock, and that'll give you a nice red jambalaya for you to have at your next tailgate. Thank you so much for cooking with me today. Keep washing those hands. Stay safe. For WWL TV, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and we'll see you soon.